So Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets look like reigning champions for sure. The Jazz fall, but there were some things to be happy about. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, before we get into this, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Prize Picks. Make sure if you haven't already, go to prizepicks.com, use promo code HoopsNerd. They will match up to $100. It supports the channel. It's a lot of fun. Go do it. Go look at the picks before the game. Make a choice. Put down $5. It's a lot of fun. It gives you another reason to watch. Go do it. And it would support the channel. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So let's pull this up and let's bring down me. Guys, let's make this big so you don't see how messy my desktop is. The Utah Jazz lost to a really, really good Denver Nuggets team. Honestly, they look like the best team in the NBA, and that makes sense because they're the NBA champions. But there were some things to be happy about. We'll just talk about the Nuggets for just a second, but Nikola Jokic is awesome. They were on the back end of a back-to-back, so they were tired tonight. There were times where they looked like they were going through the motions, which kind of allowed the Jazz to stay in this game. Although you've got to give credit for Utah to play well. I mean, this Nuggets team is so good. There were times where I wondered if they would just kind of blast the Jazz so they could rest their players, and they weren't able to kind of keep the Jazz away. The Jazz stayed in it and played hard and stayed with them. But despite all that, and despite being really tired, and all these different things, the Nuggets still looked incredibly dominant. Nikola Jokic has the triple-double. Look at that. He only misses 4 shots in this game. It's crazy how good he is sometimes. He just doesn't miss shots. That's what's crazy. His talent is that he never misses. I don't know. And the passing, we all know about the passing, with his size and vision and where he's able to have that offense run through him. I mean, you know what he is. He's the MVP. A 2-time MVP, probably 3-time coming up this season if he plays like this. And then Jamal Murray had 14 assists tonight. That was the thing that really stuck out to me. That 2-man game of Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray is just fantastic. And when there's a close game at the end, it's very unlikely you're going to beat this Nuggets team the way they play when they just have Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic run the show. It's just really, really good. They're very, very good. Not much else to say. Let's talk about the Jazz, though. I know this was a loss, and I know there's going to be a lot of Jazz fans frustrated, but there were some things to be happy about. One of those things is our guy John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks, who's looking like an absolute steal for the Jazz. He has just done nothing but have a great start to the season for Utah. Yes, the three-point shooting isn't quite there, but I wrote about this in SLC Dunk. If you don't already go to SLC Dunk after every game, you should, because it's the best site out there about the Utah Jazz. But anyways, when John Collins was in Atlanta, a lot of how good he was or how much he helped you win was kind of just predicated on his three-point shooting. Was he knocking down the corner three-point shot? And obviously last season, he really struggled from three, and part of that was probably related to the broken finger that he had. Well, for Utah, he's doing a lot of different things, and he's rebounding the ball at a high rate. It's, 15 and 9. He started off with 2 double-doubles. Let's go to Basketball Reference and just look at John Collins really fast. And just compare. I can't remember where he was at last season. Let's just look at his season. So rebounds per game, total rebounds. He's having right now with Utah a career year rebound-wise. Look at that. He's averaging single-digit rebounds. The last 3 years, 6 and 7. Like 6 rebounds per game last year. He is up to 11 rebounds per game for Utah. Obviously, he has just 9 tonight. But he is averaging a double-double for the Utah Jazz. That's fantastic. That means that his game and his ability to contribute to wins is not just predicated on his three-point shooting, right? He is contributing in a lot of different ways. And one of those major ones you can really see is the rebounds. And 3 of those offensive. So that's something to be really excited about. He missed 3 free throws tonight. By the way, the Jazz missed more than half of their free throws tonight. They only got to take 15 compared to, well, I guess they weren't calling a lot of fouls. But they missed 8 free throws tonight. And guess how much they lost by? 8. So frustrating. Maybe another reason to be a little bit happy if you're a Jazz fan. But I just want to say that John Collins has looked awesome. I mean, some of these were blocked shots where he was trying to go inside. But when he was in the flow of the offense getting open shots, he was making them. Big time get for the Jazz. Look at this. The Jazz lose by 8, and look at that right there for Lauri Markkanen. +3. This is probably the biggest takeaway for Jazz fans right now, is just Lauri Markkanen is awesome. He is figuring out how to score, even though the guard play for the Jazz has been poop. It's been doo-doo. It's been dog biscuits. It's been bad. And Lauri Markkanen, despite that, is still finding ways to score. And this is against the world champion Denver Nuggets. Yes, world champion Denver Nuggets. Last time I checked, the world's best players, what league are they in? What league are they in? It's this one. It's this one. Right? Just going to put that out there. Someone had a comment about that, and it's like, no, this is world champion Denver Nuggets. The best players in the league play here. Does Jokic play in some other league that I don't know about? Is there another league that Kevin Durant, LeBron James play in that I'm not familiar with? All right, now that that's out of the way. Markkanen was fantastic. This Denver Nuggets team is the world champions. They're incredible. And he puts up 27, 14, and 5. Yes, the percentages aren't insane, but I mean 38%, 41% from the field. This is with not good guard play and being the number one option, playing against a really good team in Denver. If anything, you got to be really happy about what Lauri Markkanen is doing. He's showing that he is one of the studs in the NBA. I think he's top 15. I think he should earn an all-NBA spot because I think he's been that good. He's been that good. And this Utah Jazz team, by the way, here's one other thing to be happy about if you're a Jazz fan. Obviously, you start 1-3. By the way, go peep the Memphis Grizzlies. They're 0-4. This 1-3 stretch is the hardest 4-game stretch of the season for the Jazz. The Jazz just literally went through the hardest part of their schedule. This was like the peak. They go 3 games in 4 nights twice. They've played how many games in like the short amount of the season we've had? Let's just look at it. Let's just look at it. The Jazz play, let's see, within 25, 26, 27. So today was the 30th. So within 5 days, the Jazz have played 4 games. Let's see. 25, yeah, because today's the 30th. Yeah, so 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Or is that 6 days? I don't know. But that's 4 games in 6 days. That includes back-to-back 3 games in 4 nights twice. And it's against 4 of the best teams in the NBA. Sacramento, who has been playing lights out. The Clippers and Phoenix. And then tonight, the world champion Denver Nuggets. And the Jazz come out of this 1-3. I think when you consider how rusty. By the way, welcome back to All-Star Ezekiel Arecibe. I don't know what's going on, man, but I'm very happy you're here. My man from down under. But anyways, this is the toughest 4-game stretch of the year. And the Jazz have had really bad guard play. They have looked out of sorts. They have certain players not figuring out. Walker Kessler, the last 3 games, has looked a little soft and out of sorts. You've got Keyonte George, who needs to be playing more, but the Jazz are trying to bring him along slowly, not wanting him to like get too much. You definitely got that purple ball back, baby. Yes, you do, Ezekiel. I still don't know quite sure if I'm saying that right, Ezekiel. I hope I am. Anyways, if you come out of this 1-3, you got to be pretty happy if you're a Jazz fan. I mean, you could be the Memphis Grizzlies 0-4. Utah is now going to compared to all other teams in the league, all the numbers show that this Jazz schedule is actually one of the weakest schedules in the NBA, and you just got through the hardest part. The Jazz are going to find themselves playing against weaker teams here soon, especially over the next 10 games. Yeah, you're going to still play good teams, but this Jazz team is going to improve, and I think eventually we're going to get some of these switches to the lineup we all want to see, and this Jazz team might make a trade at some point. But for now, I think you got to be pretty happy with what you're seeing. Well, I'm glad I'm better than most. Walker Kessler, I just mentioned him, has struggled to start the season. He has been playing like 20 minutes or less. Tonight, he plays 29 minutes against Nikola Jokic, arguably the best player in the NBA. He shoots 90% from the field. He gets 13 rebounds, 22 points. Easily his best game of the year. And I felt like he could have been better. Honestly, what I want to see from, is it Ezekiel? Is that right? Ezekiel or Ezekiel? Isikali. There we go. Isikali. Isikali Raisibe. Isikali Raisibe. Anyways, 10 for 11. I felt like he could have been even better. So you look at these numbers and you're like, man, that's good. But there was like one rebound he didn't get against Najee, who just overpowered him. And Kessler can't be overpowered by Zeke Najee. Is it Zeke Najee? I believe it's Zeke Najee. Yeah, Zeke Najee, the backup center. Walker Kessler should be dominating him. So maybe, it is his sophomore season. He needs to build more strength, but he's just got to be a bigger dominant force like he was last year. There were times last year near the end of the season where Walker Kessler was absolutely crushing guys on the offensive boards. Just an absolute force, and we just have not seen the same thing. I don't know if Steve Kerr messed with his mind. I don't know why he's feeling out of sorts. I think the guard play is not helping him because he's not getting lobs and things like that. But it was nice to see him play really well tonight. So let's just hope that Walker Kessler is getting better. We definitely saw it tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised if it just continues to improve. Should we talk about the roller coaster that is watching Talen Horton-Tucker? Tonight, he did have good percentages. He shoots 58% from the field, 66% from three. He had 8 assists and 16 points, and I felt like it was a rough watch. I think there are things to be happy about with THT. I think in some ways he is going to be a nice sixth man for either the Jazz or someone else. But it is at times so hard to watch. It just doesn't feel like there's flow. He'll do some great plays. He'll make some shots. And you got to give him props. He is hitting shots here. And he was doing some nice things. And he was a +2 in this game. The only other player with a positive plus-minus next to Lauri Markkanen. But it is so rough sometimes. It is so rough. And the defense is just not that great sometimes. And so I don't know what to say. I think we're going to see Keyonte George earn that starting spot, hopefully sooner than later. But man, it is tough to watch. It is just it doesn't seem to flow. We're not seeing things like easy baskets created for other players, advantages created, things like that. I just don't know if the vision is quite there. I know he's still young and everything, but at some point you got to be like, man, the guy's been in the league 3 or 4 years. I mean, at some point you've got to kind of live up to the potential. I mean, a lot of GMs lose their jobs on potential. Eventually you are what you are. And I don't know if we're there yet. It is nice to see these numbers and makes me think that Talen Horton-Tucker could be a really nice sixth man for the Jazz because there is some ability there to move the ball within the offense. And I actually feel like it's probably his shooting has been better this season than in fact, let's just go look at it. Tonight was 2 for 3, so we'll keep that in mind when we look at this. But let's go look at Horton-Tucker's for this season, he's shooting 33% from three. So that'll go up a little bit after tonight to about league average, which is, for him with how long he is and how he gets to the basket, that's good. That is good. 3-point percentage has never been his big thing. So he's actually having a career year shooting from three already. So that's nice to see. It's just when you're putting the reins of your entire offense and you have players like Collins, Markkanen, and Kessler who are improving and showing they can score in isolation and things like that, they're still going to need a high-level player to set them up, right? I don't think anyone would argue with that. That's why a lot of people love the idea of the Jazz trading for Luka Doncic. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't with how good he is? Because he would fit right in with these types of guys that play off of a star. And so that's why, I just don't know if Horton-Tucker is that answer. And I'm sure the Jazz agree. He is showing, though, that I think he can be a really effective kind of sixth man, that he can do some nice things. We need to talk about Jordan Clarkson. It's been bad. People were mean to me on Twitter because I said before Clarkson was the hero of the game the other night for the Jazz. It was the game before last, I believe. Clarkson was not hitting shots, and he has not been hitting shots recently. It's just rough right now. 0 for 4. He was 2 for 10. His game tonight was pretty rough. 4 points. He had more turnovers than points this game. If Jordan Clarkson has an average game, the Jazz win this game. It was just that rough. And he played 33 minutes. It's just rough. 3 rebounds. He did have 6 assists, so you got to give him credit for that. He's finding ways to contribute when the shot's not falling, but the turnovers were bad. When you're getting more turnovers than points, that's a rough night, especially when you play 33 minutes and you've got the ball in your hands a lot. So that was a game that really cost the Jazz the win tonight. And I would have liked to see more from Jordan Clarkson. If the Jazz want to win games, at least they need better nights than this. This is just not going to cut it. It's really rough. Kelly Olynyk played 18 minutes. And I mean, honestly, we talk about Kelly Olynyk every night the same way. He does a little of everything. Third in assists with 5. Sorry, I'm not getting emotional. I'm yawning. I'm trying to not yawn, but 3 steals, 5 assists. It's crazy how he contributes in so many different ways, and he only took 2 shots. He was pretty good tonight, but -8. And he does struggle against some of those big scoring centers. And so 0 for 2, 0 for 2. He only took 2 threes, it looks like. Kind of a rough scoring night, but he does help in other ways. And I do like watching Kelly Olynyk play because he does help out. And obviously he was so big in that win for the Jazz with hitting those 2 threes. Bad shooting night for Keyonte George, but there were some things to be happy about. And I know it says he's -12, but I think, he didn't have a good night tonight shooting the ball. But I would say his passing was good. The thing, and we're very pro Keyonte George on this channel, and we're going to talk about the positives on this channel. The shooting was not good enough, and once he gets this where it's like consistently high level, he's going to be so phenomenal. That's really the thing. When this is hitting like high percentages, then it's like sky's the limit. It's absolutely crazy because what we're seeing is the passing from him is special. It's really special stuff, what he does moving the ball. And considering how much better the Jazz need the passing, I don't know when the change will happen. It needs to happen sooner than later. I don't know when, but it needs to happen soon because I'm going to go crazy. But what I really liked tonight, and this is the thing to pay attention to, his defense on Jamal Murray, I felt like was the best of anyone tonight. You look at Jamal Murray, who had 14 assists tonight. That was big. But look at this. 7 for 19 from the field. And that was a lot of possessions with Keyonte George guarding him. He had like 4 possessions where he locked him down. And then there were multiple other possessions where Jamal Murray passed out of the play. So you've got to be pretty excited about Keyonte George showing that ability to defend. And this is something interesting to watch. This was something I think Tony Jones noted. And this is maybe helping me understand how this is laid out. But these are it looks like this, and I can't believe we haven't realized this until now. It looks like this is order of substitution, maybe? Because look, more minutes for him, but Kelly Olynyk comes in. What was interesting, Keyonte George came in before Colin Sexton tonight. It's happening! It's happening! Slowly but surely, he is creeping up in that hierarchy of players. Colin Sexton last game was putrid. He just was not interested in passing the ball to anyone. And he actually had a few moments tonight. He hit 2 big threes, scores 12 points. And then look at this. Man, that is rough. And that is why Keyonte George is coming off the bench before him. But just nothing in every other category. It just has to be better. You can't be that much of a black hole. And if anything shows that off right now, it's that. Just that absolute inability to find teammates. I mean, I'm seeing other guys just look off of Colin Sexton at times. It's just, what's going to happen. Both the team that he's playing with knows what's going to happen and the defense. And it makes him easier to guard. To his credit, he still finds ways to score. But man, it's hard to watch sometimes where he is just not interested in passing that ball. It is rough. So anyways, seeing Keyonte George get 2 assists, he scores just 3 points, although he's not taking that many shots. He did take 6. This is the first inefficient night from Keyonte, actually. But once these shots are falling, it'll be really nice. One of the things I'm noticing, too, is he's not driving to the basket. I feel like he's playing off of guys like Colin Sexton and THT so much. He's not getting the ball in his hands. And the thing I want to see is I want to see that trust and belief and just like, here, Keyonte, take the reins. Because guess what's going to happen once that happens? This efficiency is going to go up like crazy. Why? Because this is going to go up. What we've seen is Keyonte get to the free throw line at a pretty high clip. And to start this season, we haven't seen it. And part of that is just he's not getting the opportunities to drive to the basket. He is really good at creating contact in a way that gets foul calls. Not every guy can do it. Not every guy has that innate talent to play off of and, go into the lane body to body and then come off of a player in a way that shows the foul and then still get the shot up. He's showing that he can absolutely do that. And that ability to get to the line is going to be such a big thing for him. It's just not happening right now. The way the Jazz offense right now is going, it is not great. It is not going very well. And so much of it has to be contributed to the guards, especially someone like Colin Sexton. It's just not happening right now. And the ball does not flow. You're not creating as many open looks and things. And so this Jazz team has got to be frustrated right now. They'll get better. They're going to play against easier teams, and that's a great way to find your stride and things like that. But it's pretty rough right now. And so, only shooting 15 free throws, part of that is just because you don't have guys really driving to the basket. You have a lot of not great actions going on. And so I hope the Jazz trade Colin Sexton. I hope they trade Taylor Horton-Tucker, to be honest. I know we talked a lot about how he can contribute, but I just want to see this Jazz team go all in on their young point guard in Keyonte George and let him grow. And tonight, having said that, tonight we saw it. So if anyone, is talking about how, why aren't they playing Keyonte George more? Well, we saw a sign tonight, and this right here is a big sign. Having him be look at this. This is the rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is the 7th man off the bench now. And that's a pretty big deal. That's the first guard off the bench over Colin Sexton, over Ochai Agbaji, over Chris Dunn. We now have a hierarchy. And I know, we're going so long on a loss. I just get going. I can't stop. But Taylor Horton-Tucker and Jordan Clarkson, we've kind of heard from Will Hardy that one of the reasons why he does a lot of this is that he likes different combinations of guards. So this is interesting to me to see. This might be a breakaway from that a little bit. To change that hierarchy, just have him coming off the bench so he plays more minutes. It's a pretty cool sign. It's a pretty big sign. This is I know people say canary in the coal mine. This is this is that first little roadside we're seeing that's saying we are this many miles from Keyonte George starting, and the amount of the ticker, whatever you call it, the amount of miles that are going down are getting less. We're getting closer and closer to that destination, guys. Anyways, I'm excited about this because this, if anything, is one of the brightest signs. And that's all I got tonight. It was a tough loss. I would have liked to see the Jazz win, but you know what? Can't win them all. Oh, Ezekiel, you got the purple basketball back. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. So congrats on the purple basketball. In fact, let's reset that. The purple basketball, you get those for being a member. If you would like to show off your hierarchy in the Hoops Nerd, I've got to add more hierarchies, actually, because people are getting to the point where they need another one. I might do a rainbow ball, or let me know in the comments what color ball you guys want. All you all-stars, let me know what color basketballs we should get for higher tiers, because we've got guys getting into some pretty elite territory. A lot of purple basketballs out there. Some blue ones. Pretty nice. Good job, guys. Good job. One of the mistakes I made was also orange versus gold. That was dumb. Oh, you join. Oh, that's right. Oh, so different profile. Well, we'll take all profiles here. All profiles. All right. I'm tired, guys. Are you tired? By the way, can I also brag about Gray, my son? We have now won in our comp league, and this is comp league. This ain't junior Jazz. This is the real deal. Stupid ref in that game tonight, by the way. Moron idiot, and we still won. But anyways, Gray shot 50% from the field tonight, 4 points. He had 12 rebounds. Freaking stud. My boy, Gray. He hit the corner. It wasn't a corner three, but in his league, it was the equivalent of the corner three. And then he got the rebound and jump shot swish. Basically, my son is John Collins, is how he plays the game. Freaking fantastic. Proud of that kid. Shout out to Gray, baby. Shout out to Gray, the redheaded monster from Utah. Hoops Nerd Jr., baby. All right, let's give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. The All-Stars. The All-Stars of my heart. But first, we got to bring up... Dang it, I screwed it up again. Oh, not quite, but kind of. Where are we? There we go. All right. Well, if you haven't already, please make sure and you like and subscribe to the channel, guys. I hope you're hearing that well, too. You hearing that? Let's bump it up a little bit. It was so loud last night. OBS basically fixed itself. The stupid green screen was so bad last time. I'm still a little transparent, but that's okay. All right, let's give a shout out to our all-stars tonight. Let's give a shout out to Isikali Raisibe, the man from down under. Yes, Jake C. Can. Christian House Money to Haas. See ya, Lex the Later. Belfort Tough Alexander Tufts. Jorge Arrizagami Amigo de Abajo. Jordan the Goat Best Rule TGD Total Game Domination. Tyson Price, The Price is Right. Austin R. Grant, Editor Extraordinaire. DW to CB Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer. Patrick Kubo, The Connoisseur. And Robert Hall of Fame. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I appreciate it immensely. The channel continues to grow. If you're new here, if you would mind liking and subscribing, I would appreciate it. And if you would like to support the channel, just click join down there and either become a rookie. I guess we haven't talked a lot of starters, but rookie or all-star, either one, I would appreciate it immensely. I appreciate all those who join and support. It means a ton. It helps me do this. So anyways, guys, like and subscribe. That's the end of the show. Another bad ending, but that's okay. I will talk to you next time.